Welcome to the Teaching Bites podcast. Here are your hosts, Fred and Sharon Jaravada.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Teaching Bites show, where we connect you with people and ideas to take your teaching to the next level. I'm your host, Sharon Jaravada.
And I am Fred Jaravada. And today, I have a special guide for you to download, a free download. Last episode, Sharon talked about her free download that you can get from our website. And I also have a free download for you that includes the 17 21st century skills that every teacher must know. Now, this is a little cheat sheet that I created. Why did I create this? Well, I work with teachers. So the way I do it, my role in my school is that I'm a teacher, that I work with students, but I also help train teachers and support teachers and help the teachers shine with all the technology and all the innovative things that we have in our schools and how to make things better for them. And these are the things that come up a lot, and I try to categorize these tips in digestible bites, you can say. And I'll give some examples. There's 17 of them, but I also have about 5 bonuses. Now, I'm not going to go over the bonuses on this episode because I really want you to get this free download. The free download you can actually get right now. It's at our website at this link. It's going to be at www.teachingbites.com/21st century skills. Again, teachingbites.com/21st century skills. All right.
And the numbers are...
The number is 21ST century skills. Mm-hmm. All right. So you go to that link, you click the yellow button there, you put your email, and to make sure that you're a real human being, that will definitely send it to you for your reference. All right. So again, go to that site to get the 5 bonuses that are included into the 17 tips or 17 categories that I'm going to show you right now.
Okay, Fred, take it away. I want to hear about all these.
All right. So number 1, try keeping things efficient. All right. So keep things simple. Don't get fancy. I know a lot of people, when they do technology or the word technology or the new laptop or new iPad or whatever you have, they tend to do the fanciest things. Don't do that. Keep it simple. But also, you have to find the right tools for the right job. Okay? So Microsoft Word, that's a word processor. It's not designed for making a book although you can, it's not really designed for creating a book with all these heavy pictures and drawings and all this. Yes, you can do that, but for the most part, it is definitely really a word processor. Okay, if you want to do like heavy images and so on, use a more appropriate tool like Keynote or PowerPoint. That's definitely more, or Adobe, if you're more up to that point, Adobe InDesign, Photoshop.
Well, it seems like that would save you so much time, just knowing the right tool.
Because the right tool, because though you can do that with Microsoft Word, it slows things down and it's going to get frustrating. And then you're going to get so frustrated, things not going to print out properly. Some fonts, it's kind of weird. Over the years, some fonts worked with our printers. Sometimes our printers and Microsoft Word don't work well together, and it just backs it up. So trust me, use the right tool. Be efficient. Keep it simple. All right? Number 2, so learning how to search for resources is hugely important, okay? So go beyond the default Google search. Go to the Google's advanced search, okay? There's also safe search, image search. We all know image search, but there are other ways to go deeper with that. You can search by color. You can search by date. You can search by type of image, a drawing, a line drawing, black and white, and so on. That will help you cut all the time searching, okay? And also the keywords. If you can master the keywords of searching for something what you want and typing it as a question, that really helps. So type it as a question like, what is the tallest mountain in the world? What is the longest river in the world? Mm-hmm. What is the shortest river in the world? stuff like that. Write it all out. This is called long tail words or long tail keywords, and Google is really good at that. They really find, they index the whole internet, and they can really find it for you. You just need to know how to tell it what to do.
And there's also, Google has amazing things you could type in, like quotation marks around your search words, like all those things to get really focused.
Right, exactly. So just those words, you could use the minus sign to exclude words. You can use the colon to include a search on a particular site. All that is there, okay? But also just goes beyond Google search. You can have iTunes as a search engine, YouTube as a search engine, owned by Google, obviously, but Library of Congress. If you go to the website, you need to learn how to search that database properly as well. Bing as well, okay? Number 3, gathering. So when you're searching for all these information, you need to bookmark it, right? You need to bookmark it. You need to put it in a note. You need to somehow clip it and put it somewhere that you can retrieve it quickly. That's the key there. You gather it, but you can retrieve it quickly. Now that includes maybe using some kind of notes application like Apple Notes or OneNote or Evernote, Trello, Todoist, all these kind of apps. There are tons and tons and tons of apps like that. Okay, find one that works for you, and make sure they're syncable to your phone, your devices, so you can find it all across your devices. All right, but again, the key there is to get all information. You could gather them on one place. You can annotate them, and you can quickly get them real quick. Okay. Now, the fourth one, the 21st one, the 21st century skills. Number 4 is organizing. Okay. Now you gathered all the information. Now you need to organize all this. All right. Like all those apps that I mentioned earlier. They're great. However, you need to organize it. So organizing by folders, you need to tag these. That's hugely important. Okay.
So you can find it later on.
Exactly. Yeah. The whole point of all these 21st century skills is to save time. Okay. It's to save time and headache. It's going to save time for your future self. You may have to do the front load the work right now, but you are saving your future self tons of time.
Well, and plus, eventually you could teach kids that.
Right, exactly. So these skills are all transferable to our students. Okay, but once the students see that you're doing that live, and you're actually doing that live, the kids will be like, "Oh, I gotta do that too." They'll see how efficient you are. Like a lot of teachers I know, a lot of teachers are efficient in their classroom, right? They know how to they know how to manage a classroom really well. Now we need to transfer that into the digital world. Okay, the 21st century skills, as they say. Okay, so organizing with folders, tagging, okay, organizing parent-teacher communications, and so on. Number 5, creating, okay, to create. So again, this is very similar to number 1, using the right creation tool that you want to do, okay, that you actually want to do. Whatever you want to do, you want to draw, find that creation tool that works for you. Don't use Microsoft Word. Yes, again, you can draw on there, but that's not a good place to draw, Use a different app, a dedicated place that you can actually draw.
I like the cloud-based ones because you could get it from any device. You don't have to worry about making sure it's like on your desktop.
Right.
Like Canva, I could do it on my phone, I could do it on my laptop, I could do it on my iPad.
Canva is one of the best apps out there to use to create beautiful infographics and graphic organizers, and that is accessible on the web browser, on your phone, your laptop, and your iPad or tablets. All right, so use something like that. PowerPoint, Keynote, those are really only for presentation. Okay, those slides, Haiku Deck, those are dedicated just for slides, and keep that minimally. Make it a minimalist type of design. All right. So number 6. So once you get all that and you create all this, you want to show it to your classroom. You want to show it to your kids. You want to see what's going on. So an important skill is how do you display it? Okay. Number 6 is display. How do you project it? Technology changes all the time. Okay. The websites change all the time, but your machines or your projector, they don't update. Right, it's rare. It's much slower to be updated, and that can cause some problems. Okay, so you need to make sure you know how to make sure you have the adapters. You need to make sure you have the correct Wi-Fi password, all this stuff, Bluetooth, whatever how you connect it by. Make sure you can display it. Now, obviously, if you don't have a projector, that's okay. All right, that's understandable. Use your laptop. It's great. You can use an Elmo. That works great also. And a lot of people use that for overheads.
I'll use my iPad as a document camera.
And you can use an iPad as a document camera. Okay? So number 7, annotate. So all those notes you got and all those things you organized, it's got to be a good way how to annotate them. All right? So Google Docs is great. You could import PDFs and then you can manipulate the text. But also in Preview and also Adobe Acrobat, that's free. But apps like Notability and so on, those are great places to go ahead and draw and annotate PDF files out there or pictures. So you can draw on those pictures, or you can draw on those
and highlight.
You can highlight. Those are all great. Those are great tools. Okay?
Cool.
Number 8, digital citizenship. Now, I am a Common Sense Media educator. Actually, I think I could renew it this year. And I really, really am for Common Sense Media. I really highly suggest every teacher out there, please connect with that site, commonsensemedia.org. They have a lot of great digital media tools for parents, teachers, and for students.
Kids. Yeah, and we had a podcast episode with Merv Lapus from there about his role in teaching digital citizenship.
He's the West Coast director of Common Sense Media.
To teachers. So check that episode out. We'll put that in the show notes too.
So digital citizenship. So learning how to use the machines properly, how to respect each other, how to you model how you use technology. Technology is very powerful, but it's also very, very easy to do some inappropriate things, right? Mm-hmm. Number 9, share. It's important to share with others. A lot of us teachers, we work in silos, but that I've seen a lot of people get frustrated that way, or they get burnt out quickly because they're not be able to connect with others. And the best way to connect with others is to share. All right, share your blog, share your wins, your your challenges, even, and just talk to teachers out there. Not on your building or your floor, but your building, but even outside of your school. Okay, and you'll see a big change once you do that. Number 10 is connect. So how do you do that? How do you connect with other teachers out there in the world? Use social media. You know, we have Web 1.0, we have Web 2.0, and we have 3.0, which is really social media. Okay? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, those are all great platforms. Pinterest, YouTube, a lot of people, a lot of teachers are all using those tools. They're sharing, they're joining all these private groups, public groups, and they're just connecting with each other. They're connecting with authors, they're connecting with astronauts, they're connecting with thought leaders out there. Ask them questions. You know? Yeah,
I mean, I don't feel so alone when I'm on those sites because I could see and hear from other teachers' voices and that, you know, we all go through the same struggles and wins and we help each other.
When I started this podcast and I had to learn how to do this, how to learn using all this equipment and so on, you know, I was following one of the top podcasting people out there, Pat Flynn and Cliff Ravenscraft, and those two guys, I just sent them a quick tweet, and they answered my question right away. And that is powerful. Yeah. Even though they have hundreds of thousands of followers and so on Twitter, that they took the time to answer me, which I really, really took that and like, wow, amazing, right?
And that's what we hope to do for you guys out there.
Exactly. Number 11 is collaborate. Okay, so once you connect with each other, the next step is to collaborate. I can't say enough about it's important how to connect with teachers, but also work with them. Work with them across the country, across the state, or across the city. Different grade levels. I encourage you to try that out, connect with them, and maybe even present at a workshop together. That's what I did the past couple times, and I love it. It's a very powerful way of like sharing our stories and learning from each other also. Okay, collaborating. Number 12 is, okay, so this is a big one also. Basic troubleshooting. Okay. How to get the Wi-Fi working, how to diagnose, do some diagnosis of tech problems, right? How to projector's not working, the internet's not working, the sound is not working, how do I convert files, emails are not going through, and tons and tons and tons of stuff like that.
And these things happen to me while I'm teaching. So you need to be able to just quickly go, oh, this, and try many ways, and then you can get going. And the kids kind of help me too when they watch and learn.
Utilize the kids because they are pretty savvy. You know, they have a lot of devices at home. Okay, now if it comes with definitely with different demographics, obviously that's a little different. But they're willing to help also. But there's also get trained in this. Get trained from your local IT, your school IT person, or whatever training they have. And the Google people, Google certified teachers, they have training all over the place. They can help you troubleshoot these things, at least in the Google platform, but also talk to the Apple people. They'll help you with your Mac or your iPads and so on.
I mean, I think the basic troubleshooting is so important too, because it's something that if you could do on your own, then you're that much more, I know the word, capable of continue what you're doing, because it could be a roadblock where you're like, forget it, I'm just gonna scratch this whole thing. But if you know what to do, then it's very encouraging and you're gonna keep going.
Here's one tip. If your computer is really, really slow, okay, one tip is to, well, it could be two tips. The first tip is to empty or trash any unwanted, unnecessary files, video files, pictures. Trash all that. Okay, we have a tendency to take hundreds of pictures all the time, not deleting any one of them. Get rid of those pictures, get rid of those videos, trash them, and then empty the trash. Okay, you'll find that that will clog up. Well, if you don't empty your trash, that will still clog up a lot of space in your computer, and then restart your computer. Okay, a lot of us, we just close the lid and make it go to sleep, but it's important to update and also restart your computer.
Well, I think even the downloads folder, you gotta get rid of those.
So downloads, once you download it, you're done. You should get rid of them. It's all unnecessary already. Okay, so that's a big tip for a lot of people out there. Okay, try that.
Okay.
Number 13 is accessibility. Now, we have a lot of teacher classrooms and a lot of students, and all our students are all different, right? Some have hearing problems, slight hearing problems, or slight vision problems, or they have to wear glasses. So just like how they had to move to the front of the room, or they had to situate themselves in a room that they can actually see the board or see you, technology can help with that. You can increase the font. You can change the contrast of the screen. You can change the colors. Okay, you can use voice. You can use voice searching, so kids can use that.
Yeah, and dictation, voice typing.
So what is great as a teacher, you should try one of those and demonstrate that to your students so they can actually do that too.
True.
Number 14 are platform adaptation. So the big idea here is that you can adapt to
adaptation.
Excuse me. Platform adaptation. Okay, so whatever, as a teacher, a 21st century teacher, what that means basically that you'll be able to move from one platform to another. What is a platform? A platform is like a desktop computer. Apple, that's a platform. What if they give you a Chromebook? What are you going to do? Pretty much, you can do pretty much the same thing. So you should be able to transfer easily to Chromebook. But what if they give you a Windows machine? You should be able to transfer your skills there. What if they give you a tablet, an Amazon tablet, or a whatever, right? So you should be able to switch platforms fairly easy, okay? But that's why it's important to save all your work somewhere in the cloud. Sync that, and you can always access it there. Google Drive, Dropbox, wherever you're storing your stuff. All those machines can get to it. Number 15, peripherals. Okay, so what that means are the other stuff that's connected to your computer. Speakers, scanners, printers, keyboards, even headphones, and so on. How do you manage that is also important. They can break, right? Maybe the connection to the TV or connection to the projector, it's going to be some maybe disconnected, right?
Well, like sometimes my Wi-Fi is not so good at school, so I have to get my Ethernet cable, and then with that, I have to get an adapter for my MacBook Air. So and I have to have all that ready.
Yeah, and Apple is notorious to go ahead and change the unit adapter every few years, a brand new one, right?
Yeah,
it's $30 every time. So.
Dang.
So getting to know how to use that is hugely important, okay? Because if you are in a BYOD, bring your own device program with kids coming in, they may have some kind of different adapter that they need. But talk to your IT, your school district, or if you're lucky to have enough to have a tech teacher like me there, get to them, or maybe a tech-savvy teacher there as well, okay? Number 16, innovate. All right, so this is the big idea here is the mindset of innovating. It's a big word, right? Innovating, but I say go small and slow first. All right. So I talked about the 6 ways to spark innovation in the classroom. You could go back to that episode, which we'll have in the show notes as well. How to improve or how to make new and better things for your curriculum and your workflow. Okay, so like looking at new apps, see what's going on. If you're stuck with PowerPoint for the past 15, 17 years, maybe it's time to get away from that. Okay, I have some colleagues. They are still using PowerPoint that they created way back in 1997. Okay, those things we have a hard time opening them because they don't support 1997, 1998, even 2005, 2008. They don't support those machines. The machines we have today, we cannot support those older files. Okay, so that's important to innovate. Innovate means, in this sense, is to try out new things. Try out new things and try to make it better. All right.
Because if you're bored, then they're bored.
And they're bored.
Yeah.
Right. So the kids today, they see things. They grew up with certain kind of design involved. Like Apple is famous for their design aesthetics, right? So the kids are already trained in this flat design that Google and Apple are using. And if you bring out all these pictures that came out, all these line drawings, all these clip art, and things that came out back in 1995, they're going to be like, oh, so you're going to lose them.
Yeah.
All right. The last one is 17, and this is a big thing. Okay. Guard your time. All the above things I just gave you, 1 through 16, they're designed to save you time. Again, like I said, if you do the front work up front, or you front load all your work up front, but it's going to save time for your future self. Your future self will thank you. 17 is about blocking time for certain activities of the day for yourself. Teach, that's a time block, right? Meetings, that's a time block, but also make sure you time block time for yourself. So that means you have to say no to certain things, okay? And I know that's the hard thing to do with all the initiatives, all the standards, and all the things that we have to do, especially in public schools and in all schools, independent schools as well, private schools. But you need to stick to your time, your kids' time, okay? So using the calendar is usually important. It syncs up with your phone, syncs up with your laptop, and everything else. All right. So I have 5 more, and I'm not going to talk about them, but I'm going to mention what the titles are. The bonuses. Of the 5 bonuses that's included is design thinking. I go over that a little bit. Go over the facilitate the 4 C's, maker spaces, using curiosity, and just-in-time learning and teaching. So those are the 5 bonuses that I talk more about. Okay, so this is like a cheat sheet. Think about it as a cheat sheet, giving you some ideas and how to be a 21st century teacher. If you have any questions, please email me anytime, anywhere. Okay, I always have my phone. At fred@teachingbytes.com. You can actually email Sharon also, Sharon@teachingbytes.com as well. Again, you can get this cheat sheet at teachingbytes.com/21st century skills. All right. That's a lot I threw at you guys. Don't worry. The download has all of it. And once you sign up for it, we'll get it to you. And we'll get you more good stuff with that. Okay?
Okay, take care.
All right, folks.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you for listening to the Teaching Bytes podcast at www.teachingbytes.com.